Welcome back, Sethbling here. One of the very first mini games that I posted on my channel was Connect 4, and here I've rebuilt it using the features in 13W36A snapshot. And you can see you press a button and some red wool comes down on that side. If you press a button on this side, it comes down. Now there's nothing enforcing that players take turns. It also doesn't test to see when a player actually has 4 in a row. Those have to be enforced by the player, but it just sets up everything for the players to easily play. There's a reset button over here that just blows everything up. If you're wondering why everything is made of obsidian and bedrock, that's why. And the button over here does the exact same things as the button over here. Just spawns a bunch of TNT that blows stuff up, and I think it looks really cool that you can have it spawn and blow up immediately. So let me go over the commands that I used in these command blocks. You can see everything here. This is all it takes to build this. These commands, in fact, all the commands in these blocks are exactly the same as each other. All the commands in these blocks are exactly the same as each other, and these are slightly different. They only differ by coordinates. So let me go over what's going on here and show you how you can build it for yourself. So I'll go over the command. I'm using the summon command to summon the blocks. What I'm actually summoning is this falling sand entity. Now, falling sand entity is the entity that's used whenever sand or gravel falls, but it turns out you can turn it into other blocks like the black and red wool that I'm using in this game, and I'll show you in a minute how that's done. Now there's ~6, ~5, ~0. That means relative to the command block's position, spawn it 6 blocks away in the X direction, 5 blocks away in the Y direction, and 0 blocks away in the Z direction. And so if I press F3 and move over, you can see I'm moving +5 in the X direction, and then up here would be a +5 in the Y, or +6 in the X direction, +5 in the Z direction, in the Y direction. And the Z direction my Z coordinate isn't changing as I move back and forth here, you can see. So this says to spawn it basically up there, and all of them say the same thing because basically each one spawns it in the correct row. So the blocks have the Z coordinates that's correct for the spawning. And then we have this tag data. So this is the stuff in the brackets here is the stuff that they're like the custom properties of the falling sand entity that's spawned. So tile ID here is the block ID of the block that you want the falling sand to emulate. So 35 is the wool block ID, and then data means it's the data value. So 0 would be white, 14 is red, and 15 is black. And you can look those up on the Minecraft wiki. Time of 60 means it's 60 ticks of. That's how long that the wool has been spawned in for. You just have to have this be anything but 0, basically. And then drop item 0 means that if the item isn't able to land correctly, because maybe there's already a block there or whatever, it's not going to drop an item. So if I spawn a block here, or a falling sand entity here, it's just going to break immediately, and if I didn't have that set to 0, it would actually drop a red wool entity, and that's not really what I want. So that's all there is to the commands over here. The commands on the other side are all the exact same, except the only differences are instead of 6 here, it's -6 because the X coordinates are on the other side, so you have to subtract 6 from the X coordinates rather than add it to the command block's position. And then the data value here is 15 rather than 14. But otherwise they're the exact same command. And then, well, all I've got here is basically summon prime TNT and then some relative coordinates. So it just summons 5 prime TNT throughout throughout the plane of the game, and by default their fuse is 0, so they explode immediately. And yeah, that's exactly what you see. So that's how it's done. That's how you build it. You can see all the commands here, and I mean, I just have different relative coordinates for all these different command blocks, but that's how it's done. I think it's really cool that you can build this so simply now with these new commands. That's about it. Thanks for watching.